Hello there, Victor Kundamwava here. It's been a while since I made a video, but I just wanted to address the comments that have been attributed to the President of the Republic of Zambia, Dr. Hakainde Hichilema, in regards to Zambian engineers being able to provide solutions to resolve the electricity crisis that's going on in Zambia right now. Now, there's been a lot of social media reports saying that the president may have said something in regards to Zambian engineers have not been able to provide solutions to resolve the electricity crisis. They just focus on calling themselves with the title of engineer this, engineer that. Full disclosure, I'm an engineer myself. I'm a natural resource engineer, a mining engineer by training, and I spent about 15 years in the mining industry. Right now, I'm in a little bit of a different space, but serving the mining industry. So, full disclosure. But I think if those statements that the president is believed to have said are true, they are very unfortunate statements. I think in leadership, what the president needs to do is own the problems. That's one of the first fundamental principles of leadership, is to own the problem, own the solution, and absolutely do not deflect. And if you must deflect, do not deflect the problems downwards. I think that what the president needs to do is really own the electricity crisis and really own the solutions instead of blaming engineer this, engineer that. I think that's unfortunate. Ownership is one of the biggest fundamental principles of leadership. If those unfortunate statements are true, the second principle that the president violated is that of affirming the people that report to him publicly. Affirm publicly, praise publicly. If you must rebuke, you have to rebuke in privacy. So I think it was an error in judgment for the president to rebuke his engineers, in particular the Minister of Energy, Engineer Kapala. I don't think in a public space that's the right time to rebuke somebody who reports to you. So I think that's an error in judgment. That's the second leadership principle the presidency kind of violated. The third issue I would like to address is the root cause of the electricity crisis in Zambia. Like I said, I'm an engineer, but I don't believe the root cause of the electricity crisis in Zambia is engineering related. The root cause of the electricity crisis in Zambia is finance related. We all know that the balance sheet of the parastatal that is charged to generate and transmit electricity from point A to point B doesn't have the best of balance sheets. I think if engineers can come up with all sorts of very exotic ideas of how to resolve the issue, but if there's no liquidity, those ideas are null and void. So I think the presidency needs to spend some time to really understand what the root cause of the crisis is and come up with solutions. In my humble opinion, it's not absolutely engineering related, it is finance related. Having said that, I think some of the engineers charged to run that electrical generation and transmission entity, they should and they must be able to understand the finances of their entity and come up with solutions. So it's not that the engineers are not coming up with solutions, but it's that there's just no funding for solutions that can get us to where we need to be as a country. The fourth issue I would really like to address is that the president got some great suggestions from engineers from outside of Zambia. And for one reason or the other, he hasn't had a lot of great engineers from within Zambia. Some of the remedies that were being discussed, such as generating electricity using water from the mines, from the dewatering process, you harness some electricity generation out of that. That's pretty basic, to say the least. And so I think the presidency may not have given audience to the local engineers so that they can share some of those ideas with him. I'm very much aware of those ideas, and they are very basic. And the fact that he gave audience to outside engineers instead of giving audience to engineers within the country, I think that's a misplacement of priorities, I would say. And so I think that the right constituents need to have the right amount of time with the presidency. I know the president is busy. I know he's had to travel extensively in order to resolve the debt crisis with the country, doing everything possible to prevent default. But at the end of the day, the Zambians are the bosses to the presidency. And as such, they need to be given audience to the presidency so that they can come up and brainstorm and come up with a lot of ideas that the president can actually, grasp and run with. So the fact that outside entities gave suggestions, which I know for a fact Zambian engineers are very much aware of, and they could have given those suggestions to the to some of the advisors, or maybe they just never had a chance to give those suggestions to the presidency. But that's not to say the engineers in Zambia do not know those solutions. The engineering profession in Zambia is one of the most respected professions. It takes a lot to get through the School of Natural Sciences. It takes a lot to go through, especially electrical engineering. So I think the presidency needs to stop deflecting the problem and truly own the problem. Ownership and admission of problem is the first step to resolving it. I think it's going to require a collective effort among engineers, finance, economists, sociologists, psychologists, teachers, physicians, you name it. I think it's going to have to be a collective effort and not finger pointing. That's not going to take us in the right direction. God bless the Republic of Zambia. God bless the citizens of our country. Bye-bye now.